outside the Bernabeu, and Sid Square is back. We have Sid Lowe with us. Real Madrid again scored 4 goals against Osasuna today. Important victory for them after what happened against Milan, Barcelona.
Yeah, very important. I think emotionally more than anything else. I think the desire to get a good victory, to get a comfortable victory, to get a victory in which they felt like there was a collective identity, which in the last couple of games there really hasn't been. And so really important. I thought it was a slightly strange game actually. I felt like Real Madrid's first couple of goals came out of not very much, that it took a while for them to get going, but once they did get going, they obviously were far too strong for Osasuna.
Yeah, once they got going, and especially when Vinny got going, you know. But what I want to talk to, obviously he scored 3 goals, a hat-trick, second of his season. But the celebration with Carlo Ancelotti, went on to hug him, and even when he got substituted, kind of shows that what he feels for the manager.
Well, Carlo's just now been talking about this, and Carlo said, look, Vinny comes to the bench quite a lot to celebrate. He comes to the bench quite a lot to embrace me. I think Carlo was trying not to make too much of it, but I agree with you. I think it's very significant. I think it's significant because of some of the pressure that's built over the last week has been focused at Ancelotti. Obviously, some of the pressure is on Vinicius, as it always is after the Ballon d'Or and everything else. But I think what Vinicius was really saying was that it's not about this guy. It's not this guy's fault that the crisis is, and this is the guy that's going to see us back through it. And I think institutionally, and I think in terms of the atmosphere around the ground and the attitude of some of the fans, I think that was a really important message.
Definitely, and kind of hope that continues, you know, kind of shows the team spirit. And Jude Bellingham, we spoke last season, he was about to play a Champions League final. Today he scored his first goal of the season, a long time coming. Kind of, did you feel a sense of relief the way he...
Yes. Yes, absolutely I did. Ancelotti has just talked about this a minute ago. Ancelotti said that, you know, for him this was just a small detail in a very good performance from Bellingham. I disagree with him. I think it's more important than that. I think the fact that he scored, I think, is psychologically really important. It's true that Bellingham's role this year is not the goal scorer as it was last year, and Ancelotti said a couple of weeks ago that, look, I don't care, because I've now got a player who'll score 35 or 40 goals, meaning, of course, Mbappe, so Bellingham doesn't need to do this. I don't think that's entirely true. I think it is true in that Bellingham's role is changing, and I don't think we should be demanding 15 or 20 goals from Bellingham this season, but I think Bellingham himself, I think, needed that goal to feel that his contribution could be measured, to feel that his contribution could be kind of unquestioned. I think he's had a difficult season. I think he's had a difficult season because his position keeps changing. I think he's had a difficult season because he doesn't feel quite as important as he did last year. And I do think that today's goal matters quite a lot, yes.
Definitely, and the way he has adapted well to his new situation, you know, doing all the dirty work and to accommodate Kylian Mbappe. Before you go, this last question. This is not the Kylian Mbappe we know. Obviously, it will come. But what do you feel? Is it him playing not playing at his favorite position? But what's happening?
I think there are a number of things happening, and I don't think any of them are a definitive answer. I think there's a series of a combination of factors which are leading us into this position. I think the first one is, and I do think it's absolutely true, he is not playing in his best position. That's true. And it is true that he's come to probably the only club in the world with a player as good as him in his best position. And so it's difficult. And it reminds me a little bit of what happened to Antoine Griezmann when he went to Barcelona. That he went to the only club who had someone better than him in that position. Now, does that mean Mbappe can't play at number 9? No, I think Mbappe can play at number 9. So I think there are other things going on. Obviously, one of them is the balance of the team. One of them is the way in which the rest of the team is structured and what that changes in terms of the positioning of the players, in terms of the way that they play, but also I think in terms of the group dynamics, in terms of how the players react to each other. And I think we've seen all the way through the season that Mbappe and Vinicius have been trying to demonstrate that they can play together, but trying to demonstrating it and being able to do it are slightly different things. I think the tight kind of service that Mbappe is getting is different. I don't think Mbappe looks as quick as he did before. I think he's not fully fit. I think that actually his performances in the last couple of weeks have been quite good, but he hasn't been finishing. And I think that failure to finish his chances is about it being different types of chances from before. In other words, he's in different positions, he's finishing in different ways. It used to be that he would come in off the left, open his body out, right-footed, go to the near post. That chance isn't falling very often for him now. It did in midweek once, but not very often. And so that's part of it. I also think there is a degree of anxiety. There is a degree of thinking, I'm Mbappe, I'm here to score goals, I need to score goals. And when the goals don't happen, and bear in mind that he's got 8, which isn't a bad return.
But the expectations are...
The expectation is huge, and I do think there is a little bit of anxiety in him and a little bit of hurrying to take his chances. That will come with time. I think he will end up being a success, but I do think he will not be a success unless something changes in the way the team is structured at the moment, and I think that needs to happen for him.
Hopefully, Carlo Ancelotti is listening to you and things
Carlo
in
knows,
a.
Carlo knows a million times more than me. Carlo doesn't need to listen to me. Carlo needs to listen to himself and to his players and to understand what he wants to get from the team. And I have no doubt that if there's someone who can do that, it's Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah, definitely, the trust is there. Thank you so much,
Pleasure.
Sid Lowe, again to talking to us. Can I
No
just
worries.
shake your hand
Of
again?
course you
Idol again, Sid Lowe.